Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Sean Higgs coming out here. It's Thursday, the 20th. Holy cow, November. Next week, we having, well, at this time when we record a little early, I'll probably be having some stuffed mushrooms right now, a little breakfast, maybe some eggs, something light though, because we'll be eating all day long next Thursday. It's Thanksgiving. Holy goodness. The time flies when you're having fun. But enough about that. Speaking of time, take this time to hit the like button, notification bell on, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You don't want to miss out on free picks like today's NFL doubleheader or Thursday night props with Kevin Thomas. Go check that video out. We do college basketball. Maction Mondays have been a hit since the Maction came back. You know, Sun Belt was, I guess it was a little fun belt. It was a little bit, but people love the Maction. You don't want to miss out the free pick videos. 7 days a week. Chip Trimbus and the Vegas Legends on the weekend. Tomorrow, a Friday Football Live. It's a live free pick show. Me, Matt Fargo, Mark Lawrence, and guests. Anybody can come in. Doug's been there. Alex can pop in. Anybody on the site. You can pop in too, folks, because the comment section's open. Without the comments, it's me, Matt, and Mark, and whoever just shooting a breeze. But you won't know about that unless you have your notification bell on. You don't want to miss the free picks. Cash yesterday. College basketball, we're rolling along a little bit here. Well, 4-2 college hoops out of the gate. There you go. Today, NFL, but our best bets for tonight's NFL and tonight's college football and tonight's hockey and NBA and everything else is at gamblersworld.net, where your 7:30 packages are all guaranteed. This is the time to get extended passes, whether it's a weekly, a monthly. I'm sure next week for Thanksgiving, maybe there's some kind of special end-of-the-year pass. You get a bunch of bowl games included in that. Make the smart money move. Get on long-term with myself, Doug, Alex, or any of the gentlemen here at gamblersworld.net. Doug, I've missed you the longest because I was with Alex yesterday. So how have you been the last couple of days? What do you got on tap here for maybe Thursday night or even just the weekend? Are ready to rock or what?
You brought up a phrase that obviously if you take it for face value, shooting the breeze, that doesn't, I mean, obviously everybody knows what it means, but it's just if you take it in the literal sense. But it also reminds me of my favorite one-line lyric ever in music, Rob Zombie, "Strangling the Breeze." Okay,
Rob, I did not have Doug Upstone a Rob Zombie.
Oh, big Rob Zombie fan.
Look at his cat next to me and think this guy's listening to Rob Zombie.
Oh no, I definitely
more human than human.
Definitely hard rock music for sure. Always, never. No. When disco was around, Doug wasn't. Okay, I'll put it that way. Anyways, so yeah,
you didn't like Rick D's disco?
No, that Rubber Duck. No, I did not. I did not like Rick D's. And
did you like his talk show? Let's go back to the 80s, late 80s. Rick D's talk show, Ricky Lake.
I didn't like any of it. I have to say, the only song that I ever liked, and I just because it was easy to make fun of, was "Brick House." Okay, that's like the only song from that whole era. I mean, we're talking well into the 90s as some of that stuff went along. Brick House was the only one I liked because I just like when they sang it, they'd go Brick House. Okay, so that's the only thing I really liked about it. But anyways, so enough about what's been going on. Well, I've hit 3-1 the last couple of days. So like I said, it hasn't been a great stretch for me. I'll be 100% honest, but looking to get things turned around. Had a nice, like I said, 3-1 the last couple of days. Right now, I have just one pickup. It's a hockey pickup, a little 7-4 move in hockey of late. So things are starting to straighten out. But I'm still with Alex. Is that this year isn't last year? I can tell you that in terms of what's going on, just overall. Last year it was I'm not gonna say it was simple, but it was easier. Okay, last year than it's been so far this year. But we'll get things going here, and then as soon as we are done here, I'm going to post because a couple of line moves that I liked went in the direction I wanted them to. College basketball 2-pack, so that's coming down the road, and then for college football, I'll have at least 4 plays up later today and at least 3 plays in the NFL coming along. And I'm having a winning season in the NFL, so look to cash again this Sunday.
There you go from Doug. Sure, he's going to be adding packages today. So maybe a day pass for $69.99, weekly pass as well with Mr. Upstone. Rob Zombie fan, Alex. I don't know how you're going to top that. You got to top that. Tell me like a. You'd have to have. I can't even relate to that one. Now, there's such out of left field from Doug on that.
No, that's anybody that truly knows me. I mean, I'm always been very hardcore about stuff. I mean, not just Rob Zombie. I just like that whole, rock and roll era. I don't even like to call it, more like with the guitars and stuff like that.
Like 90s rock. Are you like a grunge fan? Are you like a grunge fan? You like the Nirvana?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. Yeah, I wasn't as big a fan. I mean, actually, the Motley Crue probably would be, I would say, my favorite band. Okay, I would say
Motley Crue.
Wow, yes. AC/DC, Motley.
AC/DC. Yeah, I mean, big Aerosmith fan going way back. And then what else was there? A big Cheap Trick fan, because Cheap Trick was the city that I grew up in. That's where they came from.
Cheap Trick. Wow.
Yes, and grew up there. And a quick story: so I took what is my wife. We started dating, and so I'd go see Cheap Trick all around because they weren't big yet. So one time I took her to see them, and we were still, I think, like 2 months in the dating process. But I knew Rick Nielsen pretty well because we're this group of guys. We'd go see him and stuff like that, and try to pick up girls and all that other stuff, and all the usual stuff. And so one time we go and see him. So we're sitting there, and I see Rick Nielsen, and he gets done with the first set. I go, "Hey, Rick, how you doing?" He goes, "Doug, how are you?" He comes and sits down, and here I got this girl I've been dating for like 2 months. Okay, and it's like, Rick, yeah. Attaboy. Thanks a lot, man. I mean, I didn't.
You're like Henry Hill in Goodfellas at the Copo when the singer sends you the bottle of champagne.
It was perfect. So
I love it.
I saw Cheap Trick came out and did a couple songs. I saw Pearl Jam. They came out as a encore. So I've looked into a couple good bands on stuff like that. Sting came out one time. I saw him. Cheap Trick. There was another I'll send it to Alex here because we could just talk. Now we're going to start talking bands. But go ahead, Alex. Alex has been red hot himself over here the last month plus here, rolling along here since joining the site. Having a nice run. What do you got today?
I got a special from Iggy Pop and but anyway, today, right now, I've got tonight's NFL game up. I've got a total on that one, and I've got one college basketball blowout on board. Actually, it's not a huge line either. I think this team's really going to put the hammer down on an overmatched opponent on a really, really weak line. And I've got NBA coming up shortly, and looking over some hockey, and I'll make up my mind on that in a little bit. Of course, join me for anything that moves, I'm going to hit it. If it moves, I hit it. So I don't think we have horse racing on the site. So, but everything else.
A 55% run last 30 days, not too shabby. And what do you got? Again, get out. Here we go. Blowout winner, college basketball, and Monday Night Football on tap already. Here we go. This is the time. Get the weekly pass. You don't want to miss out. Thursday Night Football or Thursday sports, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, Wednesday. Get it all from Alex right now. Get the weekly pass. All right. With 9 minutes talking about music so far. Before I came on, I'm like, you know what? Maybe we'll talk about teams we think a little overrated in NFL. Well, we've passed that. We've talked about music. So put your music band in there. Me, I don't know if I got a favorite bands or genre even. I enjoy yacht rock radio, right? I love yacht rock, but I like all my 80s stuff and new wave. And the fact that I'm 50 or I guess around 45, I found like the fix on new wave on XM. I was a big fan of the fix. I love the fix now. Stand the Fall, Red Skies. I mean, pretty good band. Roxy Music.
Did you have hair then? Was it a full head of hair? Or?
I had hair. You know what?
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
I'm seeing because sometimes I have pictures next to me. I'm seeing if I had my high school yearbook, my little tiny little wallet size that you hand out to family members. I had hair.
That's interesting.
I had hair. I do. Come on, you can still see the shadow. I shaved on like Monday. Look at this. Come on, Alex. I got hair. This guy wants to come in here and insult me now. Thanks. 1988 and have hair. It's like 10 years old.
I'm your twin
14.
sister, so it's all good.
All right, we'll go jump right into this because we're already 10 minutes in and we haven't even started. But that's what we do here. So if you stuck around this long, we appreciate it because we have a good time here on the show. Sometimes we talk about different things. It's all right. But let's get into a couple games. We've got some pretty good games to talk about here today. Colts. We're going to start with Colts and the Chiefs. Kansas City. Ooh, they got some problems. A couple weeks ago, they looked like they were destined to get back to the Super Bowl. You're like, wow, the offense is playing pretty good. Watch out for these guys. You lose a couple games, and now you are a 3.5-point favorite, total 50.5 here versus the Colts. I mean, you got to like the Colts coming out of their bye week, right? It's a good spot for them. And just because Indy has to win doesn't mean they have to win, right? I mean, last week they had a juiced up 4.5 built into a line because, well, they got to win to make the playoffs. You're giving points to an 8-2 team that nearly beat you twice last year. And what happened? You end up losing. Now you're 5-5. Forget about your consecutive AFC West win streak. Your playoffs are dangling in the balance. I feel that people are just going to come in here, Doug, and just automatically, well, you got to take the Chiefs at home. It's Mahomes. It's Andy Reid. It's Arrowhead and Daniel Jones. You can't take that. I'll tell you what. I'm not a fan of just taking points or a team because of the hook, but this is very important here for a team like Kansas City, who notoriously plays down to teams and just wins by field goals or by 2 or whatever the spread is. It's always going to be a point under it. Oh, they're 8-point favorites to win by a touchdown. They're favored by 11. They're winning by 9. It's 3. They win by 1 on the last second. I do not want to lay points with Kansas City right now. This is not the team. They look, even when they were losing, they looked all right. They ran off a couple points. You're like, oh boy, they look pretty good, right? Defense is there. Here comes you. This, I do not know what to. I'm rarely at a loss for words. Mahomes does not look all that great. I can't take him here at home. I can't just because they have to win. No.
I mean, I agree. If you're going to take Kansas City, last week was the week to take them because coming off a bye, big division game, and Denver still having something to prove, and they didn't get the job done. And so, like as you said, they're sitting here at 5-5. And the thing is that the last 2 previous years they went to the Super Bowl. Last 2 years ago they won it. But even then, there were starting to be some cracks, okay, when you look back at it, because going into that year, into December of that year, they weren't playing very well then either, not as poorly as they're playing now. But so I think this is the end of the dynasty. I think we're seeing the first real steps of it here. The mistakes that they never made, they're making now, okay, offsides penalties on defense, jumping offsides, lot more holding calls because the tackles aren't very good. So you have all of these things, and you got Indianapolis coming in fresh off a bye. I mean, that's a big deal from that standpoint. Kansas City, can they still win and cover this game? Yeah, especially at home. But they're facing an Indianapolis team that with Danny Dimes, okay, a little scary, I have to admit, coming in because their last 2 games they had 8 turnovers. Okay, so you do wonder, a little trepidation on that one. But Sean, I'm 100% in agreement with you about the hook here. I think it's very important on this one because I could see this definitely being a 3-point game either way here. And I did a little more research, and I found that home favorites of 3.5 to 10 in a game that involves 2 teams that commit 1.2 or 1.25 or fewer turnovers a game past the halfway point of the season, in which, little convoluted here, and then in their last game, they did not commit they did not force a turnover. Those teams, like Kansas City this week, are 2-23 since 2016 against the spread. So I'll take Indy, but I got to have the 3.5.
Yes, for sure. Alex, like the Colts, you're They lost 27-20 at the Rams, where if a guy holds on to the ball, maybe it changes the outcome of that game. They lost to Pittsburgh on the road 27-20 in a game where they turned the ball over 47 straight times. I mean, it was – and they still had a chance to even win that game.
Yeah, that offense is, I think a lot of people don't recognize that offense is something special. So, no matter
it's a
what.
good offense.
Yeah, it's a very good offense, and a team like that can stay in just about any game, even when you think they're out of it. And I know Kansas City, their reputation is an amazing defense, but sometimes it just moves at a slow pace, very like a snail's pace. So I think sometimes they fool us into thinking how actually strong they are. I think it's just great coaching and good position playing, and overall, I don't think the talent base is as big as some people think. But anyway, that's for another day, and. I can't go against Indianapolis, and but the thing is, like you and Doug said, you got to get that 3.5. That's important. Like it says at the bottom of every betting site you see, where you lay your money, MGM, wherever the hell it says bet responsibly. Taking less than 3 or less than 3.5, it's not betting responsibly.
No, listen. On Tuesday, we could have had a 4.5 in this spot here. And it's coming down, like I think it should come down. You have a Kansas City team. You lost what? In Brazil to Chargers. Okay. Chargers had a lot to prove, right? You want to take out a team that's, a little more motivated. They lost the rematch to the Eagles 2017, a tough game there. The Jacksonville game was a crazy game. They could have won that. And where was that defense? The defense led a guy, Trevor Lawrence, who we were talking off air about, like, is he any good? Well, I don't know if he's good, but they got to pay him because that's going in for quarterback. Let that guy march down the field 90-something yards to win a game. Not with a field. He ran it in, right? I'm pretty sure the guy ran it in for a touchdown, if I remember correctly. That wasn't like kicking a 37-yarder to win by 3 at game's tied. No. That defense folded against Trevor Lawrence. Now, I don't know if Daniel Jones is better. We could have conversation over – here or there, everywhere with that. But right now, this offense with the Colts, I don't care that it's outside and they're a dome team. Daniel Jones played in Giant Stadium in New Jersey, which is just as terrible as playing in Kansas City sometimes. I mean, it's not a fun place to play. But you got a running back who's good anywhere. And what are they going to do? You're going to feed that cat because your main goal is to what? Not have Mahomes on the field, right? It's all about, Mahomes, a magic Mahomes. I got a guy who we could control the clock. Let's be honest. I like the under in this game, right? Because the key is you don't want their offense on the field. He wants to get in a pissing match. Daniel Jones going to get a pissing contest and throwing the ball across. They don't want that. No. Run that play clock down, hand the ball off. We'll win this 1-20, right? It's playing to a old Chief 2017 kind of game. That's it for me. Indy's officially the play here at 3.5. What do you guys feel about the under that continues to come? It's at 50.5. I can't believe it hasn't moved. It continues, stays at this number. I'm shocked. Why is it staying here?
I think there's a lot of respect for this Indy offense, and I think they can. I think Sharp Money believes they can put money on the board. Put points on the board, money on the board too. So yeah, I think that's what it's all about.
And the other aspect of it to tail along with what Alex's saying is that the big play capability, obviously you're talking about Taylor, he can hit a hole and go 70 yards, just like that on a nothing play. And the same thing, Kansas City still has the potential, especially with their receivers, to hit big plays. And, Indy does give up some big plays. They're giving up almost 60 points, I think, the last 2 games. A lot of that had to do with the offense giving up turnovers. Nonetheless, that they didn't hold up in those situations too. So I can see it. I can't say I'd take the over, but I mean I like Alex, I understand the general idea behind the higher total.
After the slow start for Kansas City, they go 5-1 with that crazy loss on Monday night. And then it's turned into a nightmare November for them with these 2 losses to Buffalo and then the Denver game. I'm crazy. Official pick, we're taking Indy 3.5. We all agree, like the half is important, right? We think it's going to be a field goal type game here. Maybe we think Kansas City wins, but either way, we think it's kind of close.
Mm-hmm.
Take the Colts plus 3.5, 24-29 with our NFL so far this season. That includes our Football Friday Live. And I'll take responsibility for that because me and Mark, we got beat up on some dogs a couple times. Like that week, the week the favorites went 15-0 or whatever the hell. You know we were we'll be beat up. We were beat up. It was like Rocky. We were just in bad shape. Not Rocky winning after taking a beating. We were down for the count. Mr. T. Cumberland got us. We had to come back. We need a rematch. Game number 2. Before we get to that, you've stuck around for 20 minutes. If you haven't already, notification bell. Come on, hit it, baby. Let's go. Subscribe to that channel. Hit that like button. Tell us what you think about the Colts and Chiefs. Now, game number 2. If you want to jump right into it, you know that those through our thought process. You're like, I like Philly. I like Dallas. I like the over-under. Put it in the chat because we're going to Jerry's world. The Cowboys, a 3-point underdog now. This total's moved to the under. Doesn't shock me here. 47.5. I was doing my little show on Sunday night. I'm like, how is this line 50.5? I said, the Eagles' last 3 games all 4 teams playing haven't totaled 50 points. How are they scoring that? So right off the bat, I'm loving the under in this one because Eagles haven't scored. I know it's like rivalry and Dallas at home is a different kind of squad. I don't know. The Eagles, the last 2 weeks with this defense, do you think – I'm going to start with Alex this time. Is it based on these low score? I mean, they 2 of the most horrible games. You think you get Eagles on prime time, you get some offense, right? It's like, oh, look at this. Tush push, Barkley. I got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. We see a lot of offense. I mean, 10-7 games in the fourth quarter. Is it just – I don't even know what to say. Like, are they playing slow? Barkley – I am just dumbfounded, honestly. I had them on against Green Bay, and the bet won, but I was shocked that they couldn't do anything. Out of a bye week, you think this is where we're going to get kind of straight. It's the second half of the year. I know we're Super Bowl champs. We just got to get healthy and get to the playoffs, and that's where we'll do our thing. You can't keep playing like this every week. You can't, because that's how the Chiefs are 5-5. You can't do this. I took Dallas at an early number. I mean, this line opened at 6. It was 5.5, 6 on Sunday. Then they play Monday, and you're like, what the hell? They have 6 points. They might not score 6 points. How are they going to cover 6 when they score 6-3? I still like Dallas in the points here. And Dallas fans, you're not going anywhere. I mean, part of me wants them just to lose out. You got Detroit, then you have I think Kansas City on Thanksgiving, then the Lions, and then just lose and get some help. But, as a Cowboy fan, you're going to suffer and they're going to tease you like they'll win here and be in some kind of fight. You're thinking, oh, they could beat the Chiefs. Look at this. They're struggling. And no. But I'll take Dallas here in the points because the Eagles, I do not know. Give me the – I think I want to use the under as an official show pick, but we'll see what you two guys got to say here, and then we'll decide where we're going to go. But Alex kicks this one off first.
Okay, so, the way I look at this game, it's no matter what we say about the defending champs, I know they haven't been explosive. They've just sort of, got along to get along and sort of just went through this season. But I love teams like that. I love I have to just say one thing. I love when you have a talented team like this that doesn't go all out during the regular season. Man, watch out for the playoffs. That's where you're going to see this Eagles team explode because they're really no energy. I mean, they've done nothing. I mean, you said it. They're not doing anything, but they still have a balanced attack. They're averaging 23.4 points per game. And today they're going to face a D that's improved. Dallas's D has improved since Quinton Williams came along, but it's still leaky against the run. There's going to be problems. Philly's O-line issues with Lane Johnson are sort of offset by the fewest turnovers in the league. I'm just looking at a lot of physicality here. We said it was a rivalry, and it is. But, I'm just looking at some of the numbers. I was looking at the Philly has covered 7 of the last 10, including 4 straight during their current win streak. Yeah. They're particularly sharp as road favorites. They've covered 4 or 5 this year. This is where they exploit defenses. Low turnovers, fewest in the league, ranked 4th. top-ranked unit allowing just 20.1 points per game. There's a lot of numbers attached to the Eagles, no matter what we say about them. I mean, I don't know what we're expecting, but this is a team that's putting out minimal effort and getting back maximum returns. And as the playoffs come closer, I'm telling you, they're going to be dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
And he's absolutely right, because you look at them, they are 8-2. The 2 losses, the Denver loss, which they had a lead on, and they pissed that away. The Giant game, which was a total, I don't know what happened on that Thursday nighter. But you look at the other scores, again, they're like lackluster, right? We had the lightning delay in week 1. Then you had the rematch. And then, I look at their last 2 games, though. I'm like, how the heck do you go from scoring 30 points a game offensively, right? Because that's what they were scoring. And it was, like I said, you look at them like, as Alex said, not a lot of effort. They're like, they're up. They let a team back in the game, like the Rams game. Like they should have lost. They pulled out a win there. They get ahead of Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay comes back and gives them a scare. And then you come out of a bye week, and these are the 2 efforts. Are they just ramping up to just crush Dallas here, 45 to 28? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this like those 2 games just totally changed my whole aspect of them? It's one thing winning 35-27 and going through the motions, scoring 30 points, which is great. Am I overreacting to their last 2 games?
I think we're all undervaluing how great. Look, the talent level in Philadelphia hasn't changed, and as we come closer to like D-Day, when it matters most, I think that's when we're going to see Philadelphia at their best. Man, you got to have respect for defending champions, and they're in my opinion, I even thought they were going to be better than last year. And with the experience they have, this team knows how to win, and that's what we've seen on the field so far. Yeah, they're
winning, Doug. They're 8-2, and we're talking bad about them, yet they're still a really good team. Got home field wrapped up right now. Currently.
Yeah, that last week, Dallas's victory. I mean, one thing yes, they definitely did look better. Their defense does appear better, but let's be honest, they played the Raiders. Okay, I mean, when's the last time the Raiders was on anybody's radar? Okay, Derek Carr 5 years ago. Okay, so this is not a good team and it's going nowhere. So, I think definitely an overreaction there. The line, like I said, took a nosedive on this one. And like I say, and Dallas did look better defensively. I mean, they did, and their offense has great potential. We know that. The total going downward, obviously, is a byproduct of how Philadelphia's offense is doing. And I read today that this isn't substantiated necessarily, but supposedly there is some concern that Hurts is being too conservative in his throwing, is that guys are open, but he doesn't really want to try and fit it into tight windows. Now, is that true or not? Only Jalen Hurts knows that, but he's saying he's not paying attention to the noise. And you just can't lose fact of the matter. And Alex is talking about it. Both of you are, in fact. This team is 27-3 run. Okay. I mean, what do you say about that? So I'm going to go completely different on this one here. And I think I can foolproof my way around if in case there's a higher scoring game, I'm going to go 6-point teaser on this one. I'm going to take Dallas plus 9.5 and the over 41.5. Could I see a 23 or 23-20 or 24-20 game? Yes. I believe that's possible. Do I think it'll go below that? No, I don't. Okay. So with that, and then I'm also covered in case we get a high scoring game. So I'll take Dallas, like I say, 9.5, and then over 41.5 on a teaser.
I like that. I like that because I don't know if it's going to be a Eagle blowout by 10 or more, right? I mean, that's asking a lot, but a 27-24 kind of game, right? I mean, if the Eagles offense shows up like it did for the first 8 weeks or their first 8 games and they're scoring a bunch, I like that. Might actually be the show pick as opposed to just the under 47.5. What do we think?
That's your call. It made sense to me. I like teasers, and I don't like paying the extra juice these days, but that's part
Do
of
you
the
like
deal.
the under, Alex?
You know what? If I was going to lean one way, I don't. I think the line's straight on. I think I don't think there's much room here. I like to see which way the money moves it from here. That's really what I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the early stuff said no way 50 plus here. We're gonna go with Doug's. I like it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because as much as the Dallas at the 3 here seems like a nice little play, it's as the value gone, we could add a much better number as it continues to drop here.
Yeah. And you're going through some key numbers on the side then too. You're going through 6 and 7.
Yep.
So that helps too. I said 9.5 because I was basing on it. Look at when I looked earlier, it was still 3.5. So that's why
there's offshore Penny's got 3.5 everywhere. Well, FanDuel's got 3.5 as well. So we can use that. There are 3.5s out there.
Yeah.
There are plenty, and they're more at the local shops where you're going to get them here in the States. I know DK's got it at the 3, but all the other ones people use, MGM, Bet Rivers, ESPN, all those are 3.5. So
I have a question for speaking of that 3.5. Do you from there? Do you think the line moves off the 3.5? And if it does, which way do you think it goes? I'm of the opinion that it could go to 4. I think Philadelphia money's going to come in late, on that. So I'm of the opinion it's going to go to 4. But what do you guys think?
I think it'll go back up to 4 simply because there's some 3 sitting out there like that they could still kind of get on because it's minus 120 that 3. So those guys who want the 3 are going to come in and hit that. So it'll definitely move to 4 to all the other books that are already at 3.5. So that won't shock me at all. No.
The Cowboys are getting a lot of respect here. I mean, they are America's team, like we always like to say. It's like this is America's team. So they're playing at home. Lots of whale money in Texas. Who knows what's going to happen with that line? You could get. That's one of the teams that you can get blasted with looking at line moves because of not smart money, but whale money coming out of Texas. I mean, like big money, and sometimes it sort of throws us off. And I don't like it. I don't like that. Yeah.
Sunday night at 10 o'clock, this was 5.5.
Yeah. Well,
Even
the look-ahead
line
was 6. The
look-ahead,
yeah.
And that changes thing because 5.5, 6. You're like, all right, I'll take Dallas on that number just because I think they could probably hang tough. They have to hang tough. If they have any shot at it, if they think they're making the playoffs, you need to win every game, right? They have to win every game. There's no room for failure there. But can they? Like I like to say, you hope in one hand, poop in the other. Yeah, we're going to win. Yeah, they have to. I got to do a lot of things. I got to exercise. Have I? No, I put on freaking 30 pounds. And then I can't even diet because it's Thanksgiving next week. So I'm done till the end of the year. No diets. Yeah, I have to. I have to lose weight, but I'm not.
Shaving your head makes you look thinner, though.
I think it does sometimes. My mom says I should always have a little hair. She doesn't like it when I shave my head when I was in 1993. I started shaving my head. She's like, I don't know why you keep doing that. I'm like, you hated Dad had a beard. The dude had a beard for 40 of the 60 years you were married before he died. Like he had a beard. He got married. He had a beard. What do you mean you don't like the beard? Stop it.
And you know what? If you didn't shave your head and your hair was turning gray, your mom wouldn't like that either. You know what I mean? She just wouldn't like.
Probably saying like, "Oh, well, he's got a bald spot. He should just do something."
Yeah.
We love our moms. Mm-hmm. It's all right. They're moms, and you know what? I'll just be honest. They're always right anyway. I'll probably be on my deathbed, be like, "She was right. I should have let my hair grow out." We're doing a teaser. Dallas plus 9.5 over 41.5. This is just going to be graded as one play. It's not. There's nothing fancy with it, folks. Right? It's just a straight up teaser. It's not like we're doing a prop and it's plus 480 or some nonsense. It's a straight play here. And the Colts plus 3.5 as your 2 free picks for Sunday NFL action. Our best bets again at gamblersworld.net. Before we get out of here, one last thing. Doug, do you have any Sunday games posted yet or no?
I do not. No, they are coming this afternoon for sure on that. So everything, go to work on Thursday afternoons. Make the picks on Wednesdays and go to work all the write-ups on Wednesday or Thursday afternoons.
Alex?
Nothing.
We know you're going to wait. You're a waiter.
I'm a waiter. Yeah.
He's a waiter.
Yes.
I do have games loaded. I think I have 9 or 8 NFL up. I've got to do the write-ups. So, but they're in there. If you're on some kind of weekly, you're going to have games already. But I have to do my little write-ups for them. But again, get a monthly. We're going to get some special going on for Thanksgiving next week. You don't want to miss out on that. So GamblesRoll.net for our best bets. And there you have it. Colts plus 3.5, Dallas plus 9.5, over 41.5 as your teaser. We will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Back tomorrow. Football Friday Live at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there. Take it easy. Bye-bye.